Hi, good morning, welcome to Subramani. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I really don't know because I've got now people coming in from USA, Canada, Australia. So depending on whatever, good day for all of you. And welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk to you about the difficulties in finding an advisor for an retail investor. So the retail investor, when he starts investing, first of all, he does not know whether to do a DIY or find an advisor. Second, the skills required to find a good advisor is really difficult. You have to accidentally land upon a good advisor rather than have some great skill in finding a good advisor. Also, your good advisor could be very far away, and you may not be comfortable dealing with a guy completely online. You may want to meet him or her for the first time. That is not possible. If you are staying in Noida and your advisor is in Bombay, or vice versa, you are staying in Bombay and your advisor is in Bangalore, or anything like that can happen. Some clients and some advisors are tech savvy, some good advisors are not so tech savvy, because you are looking for a person with a reasonable amount of experience also. He or she may not be so tech savvy, so then what do you do, right? So this is all apart from competency. I mean, you have no way to find out his own competency. The other problem is the advisory business, unlike the medical businesses, you don't know how to judge a guy over a short period of time. So typically I get people saying, I don't know about the firm, but my guy is very good, he does a very good job, and etc. etc. Now, very good job can be anything from sending flowers on wedding anniversary or birthdays to suggesting some new car to for your daughter or things like that. The question is, you have no clue about the competency, right? So one thing which people look for is good communication skills. So if the person has a good communication skill, or the client has sympathy, that is, the sympathy factor is another thing which works. So you say, oh, she lost her husband, so I should do something for her. That is one very common thing. Or to say, what to do, that boy is not so great, so he didn't do anything else, so therefore he is doing mutual fund distribution, therefore I am investing. So again, no question of competence. It is just some sympathy, some known factor. He's my school teacher's son, or he is my driver's son, or something like that, which again, competency is not is what is being judged. The third thing which people look for is likability. So say, I don't know about the firm, but my guy is very good, right? I don't know about the bank, but my RM is very good. But ultimately the RM is working for the bank, right? So will he be able to do something good for you is something which only you and he have to, or she have to answer. So likability is good. So as far as I'm concerned, I can tell you what all you should look for. You should first look for good communication skills, because only a person who has good communication skills will be able to tell you how much he or she cares about you, what all they think about you, what all they are willing to do for you. So that ability to communicate should be there. There should be competence. He or she should be competent enough to be able to give you this advice, because what he says should be sensible, realistic, based on facts, etc. It cannot be just saying things which you want to hear, because it takes a long time to find out whether that person is doing a good job, right? It is a 10, 20, 30, 40-year relationship which you are building. And you know that any change is going to be pretty traumatic. I have not changed my broker in the last 42 years. Last 42 years I have had the same broker. It is traumatic for me to even think of changing my broker. I am very, very unlikely to change or go to a physical broker other than my existing broker. I may do online transactions, especially because I am traveling. I don't have the network always possible to be able to talk to him or to give delivery physically. So therefore I may do that. Is more for convenience. But I know that when I shift to a brokerage account like an HDFC or an ICICI, it is just a transaction brokerage, right? It is not just, I'm going to depend on my RM to decide what to buy and what to sell. So for me, it is convenience that I do things electronically rather than do physically. But if my broker is able to make that transition, I will stick to him. So coming back to what all should you look for, you should look for competence. Competence you can look for in if you don't know how to judge at all. Going by qualifications is not a bad idea. So there are chartered accountants, doctors, lawyers, ex-servicemen, CFPs, CFAs, or engineers, MBAs, all of them into some kind of advisory. They may be called MFD, they may be called RIA. Don't get into the jargon, that we will do separately. There's a complete alphabetic soup there as far as qualifications are concerned. CFA, CFE, BE, MBA, CA, ICWA, everybody is in this field. You will not be able to find out much from that alphabetic soup. So don't get into, but yes, look for some kind of a qualification, because that means that person has at least taken the trouble to go through a course, and perhaps a difficult course. For example, the CFA course is far more difficult than the CFP course, but at least he or she has done the CFP course, and trying to show some sense of competence to what they are capable of doing. So that is a good starting point if you like to. Of course, the best way is to go by word of mouth, but liking the person should not blind you into the mistakes that the advisor makes. So when he talks to you, or when she talks to you, see how fluent they are when you ask questions. If they fumble, it means they're prepared for that meeting and they actually don't know much. There is faff, right? If you press the button too hard, you will see page not found. So you decide on, first you check out on competence by talking to people. You check that he has got, she has got enough ability to communicate well with you. So the confidence with which you want to deal with them. See whether the solutions are good for you. I would suggest you take those suggestions, you write it down in a piece of paper, and meet another RIA or somebody and say, I want to pay for your time. I am on DIY, I am not using anybody else, but these are the schemes which I have shortlisted. What do you think? Pay for that service of talking to the person, saying this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I do, is my strategy correct, and I will pay you for this meeting. Beyond that, I will pay you if I come to you for implementation. Otherwise I am done with this. So do that, and then you have evaluated the whatever one person said by asking another person and telling the second person, I am not going to implement through you. So he or she will be less biased than the first guy, but at least you have checked it out. I believe in the Ronald Reagan style, trust but verify. Yes, you're going to trust him in the future, but first time when you go, you decide to just check out with a friend or with a paid RIA as to whether these suggestions are good. The minute you feel suspicious about these suggestions, then very difficult for you to continue the relationship. However, don't let likability impact you so bad that you don't look at competence. That is the worry which I have. People saying, oh, he's very good or she's very good, they did this, they did that. Doesn't matter. If there is no competence, then the fact that they communicate well should not matter, because they have to communicate facts, they have to communicate the truth. It may be unpleasant, but somebody has to say it. Thank you.